last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
Hey everybody, so today we're going to be reviewing Metroid Other M. Awesome.
So this game was announced in 2009, about a little over a year ago, and they announced it saying that it would be developed by Team Ninja, which actually has developed the modern Ninja Gaiden games, if you're familiar with those. They're very technical with fighting. And this game, that element does carry over in this game. So the story in this game, it begins with a flashback to Super Metroid, which is really cool since it's just a huge fan service. And since Super Metroid was such an awesome game. In the end of Super Metroid, if you remember, Samus gets her life saved by this baby Metroid who thinks Samus is its mother. And then she escapes, she recuperates in a hospital. And then she sets off again, where she gets a distress call and heads over to the bottle ship, where she meets up with her old Galactic Federation friends that she served with for a short time. And the cutscenes go through all of this in kind of long monologues in the beginning.
Yeah, and I have to admit, they did an amazing job on these cutscenes. Like, it looks like a movie. Actually, like, it looks like they could make a Metroid movie, and this is the quality it would be.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on this, I could tell.
And, like, just, like, the scene where recuperated or whatever.
In the hospital,
Yeah, when she's in the she's like, oh my god. Just, like, super sexy. And, like, this is the first Nintendo game where there's actually a character who looks not really, like, you know, they get Mario, make his head, like, 10 times bigger than it's supposed to be.
Yeah, she looks like a real human in this game.
Yeah, but she's a little skinny. I don't think she should be that skinny.
They completely, like, sexualized her in this game.
Which is awesome. I have no problem with it. Maybe Brad has.
No, I mean,
I'm beginning to question your sexuality.
No, I've heard some reviewers say that it's like sexist or something ridiculous like that, but it's not at all. They just made her pretty, and that's about it.
Enhanced her boob size.
Yeah, this is actually the first Nintendo game, I think, where the main character actually has a voice, where she talks. Like, yeah, in other games like Link, and they make like grunts and stuff, but
he's going to hit something, he goes, yeah, and then
yeah,
sort of Mario, like, woohoo, let's go, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, but there's no real dialogue. But this is the first actual Nintendo game with real dialogue, and the voice actor they chose, she's okay. I mean, she fits the character, but she sounds a little bored sometimes during these monologues.
Oh yeah, I noticed that too, actually.
And some of the writing is a little awkward, but other than that, it's pretty high standard.
Codename Baby's Cry. A common SOS with the urgency of a baby crying. The nickname comes from the fact that the purpose of the signal is to draw attention.
The controls in this game, they're also very different from other Metroid games. It's in third person, first of all. You don't use the nunchuck at all, which is kind of weird at first, because you actually have to use a D-pad to move around, and it's kind of weird to use a D-pad in a 3D space. Mm-hmm. At first it might seem like a little clunky, but it works, and there's as much precision as you'll ever want.
Yeah, and then you use the 1 and 2 buttons to do your basic jumping and I don't know, shooting stuff, and then you have your A button where you change into your ball formation.
Morph ball, yeah.
Yeah, and then what's the B button do? Oh yeah, that's when you're in third person mode, and this is really cool. Like when I first saw this, I went, Brad first showed me the game. Basically, what you do, you're holding it like you'd be playing like an NES game, pretty much.
Yeah, it's sideways.
And so basically, what you do is you just turn like the little sensor on the Wii remote towards the screen, and it goes into first-person mode, right?
Yeah, it's actually very responsive. I'm actually surprised it works so well. It's pretty intuitive.
Yeah, and then you hold B and you can move around, and then A shoots, and if you hold B and press A, you could fire missiles, which is
just to clarify, you can't move. You look around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't like move while you're in first-person mode because that would make it too much like Metroid Prime.
That's kind of it's definitely not optimal for combat situations. The first-person mode. And there might be a couple moments where like you're in third person and you switch to first person. You're like, oh, where's my cursor? Like you try to find it for a moment or two, but that's about it. So the gameplay in this game is
pretty fun. Can you play it for long periods of time, Brad?
Yes, definitely. If you're a Metroid fan, you'll definitely appreciate this.
I am actually not that much of a Metroid fan, but I actually like this game. Like I like Metroid Prime too.
Yeah, this is like the second Metroid game you're kind of getting into, right?
Yeah.
So I guess what you want to take away from this is that if you're a new Metroid fan, don't be turned off by this game because it's definitely very friendly to new Metroid players.
It actually is. Like, not even lying. They tell the story very well, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So the levels in this game, there's a lot of levels. There's the lava levels. There's the ice levels. There's obviously the spaceship setting, and what's kind of cool just for atmosphere, like there's some parts where you go into like there's a dark dank spaceship setting, like you're in a dark tunnel, and then you open up into this wide vast environment that seems vast, but when you actually run against the wall, this electrical occurrence like happens, and you find out that it's not actually an environment, it's just virtual, like in the ship it's projected. And it kind of adds an atmosphere of like it's kind of weird and creepy.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there's like gaping holes in the scenery. It's just like a hole, and you can see part of the ship in there, and it's pretty cool for atmosphere.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe how like it's 2D, but at the same time it's 3D. So no, actually it's not 2D at all. It's like 3D. But it's like you're doing a platforming game, sort of.
Yeah, the parts where you're where the camera changes to 2D style, you can still move forward and back in a 3D space. The camera, you can't actually control the camera besides going into first-person mode. And I actually never had any problems with it. It's pretty independent, works really well.